Welcome back to another one of my tutorials. In this video today, I'm going to show you how to configure a DNS server with a fully qualified domain name. So on our server, the first thing we need to check is that DNS is installed. So we go to Start, Server Manager, go to Rules, add roles, server roles, and ensure that the DNS server is installed. If it wasn't, you will have to click the option and just press install. But since we already have it installed, we can just close it off, say yes, close this off. We go back to Start, go to Administrative Tools, and go to DNS. We click on this option, and we see we have our forward and reverse lookup zones already created. So from here, I'm going to show you how to add a role, a new zone, sorry. So in our forward lookup zone, click the option, click any one, click on it. Here, well, this is the domain, and you see you have the other pieces attached to it already. So we can just right click, add, so add a new zone. We right click, new zone, the wizard will come up. We just press next. We can leave the option as primary zone. Just press next. You can also leave it on this option to all DNS server in the domain. Click next. And the zone name, we can just name it for the tutorial lab.com. Press next, and we can change this option to the second option, which is allow both unsecure and secure dynamic updates, and we press next and finish. So we see lab.com created. Secondly, we have to go to our reverse lookup zone now. So on the option as well, we right click as well, go to new zone. The same method will come up, press next again. Basically the same procedure we will follow. This is primary zone, DNS server, and this option, since we only have IP version 4 installed, we leave it as IP version 4. Press next, and here we can enter the IP address of our server. This is 192.186.0, and if you look here, you will see the reverse enter here automatically. So you press next, and the same thing applies. Second option, allow both, next, and finish. So if we just refresh, next we have to go back to the zone we created. So we can right click on the zone and say add new host. So I can just add something like a website, www. You see it automatically come up here. Add adding the IP address again of the server one, and we leave the option as create associate pointer record, and add a host. The host www.lab.com was successfully created, so we click OK and done. Now we can go back to the reverse lookup tool, and probably we can right click, and you see what we created, and it's pointing back to lab.com. So next option we need to do is make sure it is working. So there are two ways we can check to see if the zone we created is working. One is going through the command prompt and entering the command, or we can just go on the server, right click on the server, and launch NS lookup. This will come up, so you can just ignore that. If we enter the IP address of the server 192.168.0.1, we will see lab.com and the IP address come up. As well, if we enter www.lab.com, we will see the IP address come up as well. So there's basically two ways of entering to see if it ties back to each other. So that's basically the end of my tutorials. You can close this off. Thank you for watching, and please join me for another one later.